Something super exciting is about to happen. We are going to be renovating my office. We are building some built-in bookshelves. So before we do this, for your information and documentation for my purpose, let's do a really quick office slash bookroom slash library tour. Okay, so when you first walk in, back there, memory closet. Here, TBR cart. She's looking a little rough, I know. Treadmill for my walking pad, I guess. Those are my books I read. It's where I store them before I record my wrap-ups. More memory stuff where I telework sometimes. Obviously my books are there, so, whatever. These are my special editions shelves. Some art prints I need to hang up. My beloved gallery wall. I love her so much. About to take her down, unfortunately. My reading chair, also known as Mustang's napping corner. My little bedside table there. And then this is the view we are used to seeing. This is usually where my camera is set up, over here. Got my computer where I edit, work, etc. My gallery wall here. And then these are my old bookshelves. We are going to be scrapping these, moving the chair over here, and building some built-ins. The trouble right now, though, is there's a vent right there and an outlet right there. We think we can build around the outlet. Vent, TBD. Also have to determine what we're going to do with all of that and all of that. I'm thinking maybe I keep one of these as like a little topper, but I guess we will see. I was like scared and excited because a part of me is like, what if I don't like it? This is a pretty permanent change, but at the same time, I'm excited, and yeah, we're just gonna see what happens. I will be bringing you guys along for the whole process, and I can't believe it's finally here. My husband and I have been talking about this for like several months now, so stay tuned. We are about to start packing up all of these shelves. I already packed up my desk and the art prints over there. Which, speaking of, I'm not sure that's my vibe anymore, so might be changing up the mural once it moves over here. But anywho, let's start packing up the books and maybe doing an unhaul. I know these are the first books I'm taking off, but I already need your opinions. I love Ashley Boston, right? She's one of my all-time favorite authors, but I didn't enjoy Sounds Like Love. Do I keep it so that I have all of her works, or do I boot it because I don't love that specific one? Let me know what you do for your personal shelves. I think I'm gonna make a romance pile right there. Ironically, I think that Beach Read is my second to last least favorite. Like, it goes Funny Story and then Beach Read. So why do I have a special edition? Couldn't tell ya. Should this go on the chopping block? Also couldn't tell ya. My original plan was to, keep all of the special editions, kind of collect them. But so far, she only has the 2, and I still haven't gotten people with me on vacation. So, I don't know. The fact that the new book's covers are gonna match this aesthetic really hurts my feelings. So if any of my followers have a eye for graphic design or any tips on how to make a book cover, like any size referencing for Canva, let me know. Okay, so funny story. I think these are all the ones I've read. Everything that's left, PBR. Uh-oh. Good morning. Oh yeah. It is now another day. Last night, I finished taking everything off the shelves and I started to do kind of a unhaul and a keep pile. And I thought we could run through the unhaul pile real quick together. So I have actually a really large unhaul pile. I kind of was just like in this like state of mania where I was like, some of these books have been here for years and years. Clearly, I'm not going to read it. And if I change my mind, most of the ones in this pile are on Kindle Unlimited. So I think I'd rather send the physical copies to a good home at this point. But like my last unhaul video, if you saw that, I am going to keep these around for a little bit. So if there's any that you're like, yo, Adrian, you need to read that still though, unfortunately. I will keep them, so be sure to let me know down in the comments below if there's any of these in my unhaul pile that you see that you think I should still give a shot. Like I said, just let me know and I am more than happy to keep them and give them another shot. Maybe I'll move them up on my priority TBR list. But first we have, I need to still pull Caraval from my cart, but I have the Caraval trilogy. I think I'm just kind of losing interest in this. I feel like back in the day, like I was looking at Goodreads last night, right? Like 2, 3, 4 years ago, everyone was rating this 4 or 5 stars. But all my friends that are reading it now are rating it like 2, 3 stars. And I just don't know that I have a full trilogy in me. And like I said, these are one of the ones that are on Kindle Unlimited. And I think I would rather at this point just skip these and go straight to Once Upon a Broken Heart. And then same with these, I have Divine Rivals and Ruthless Vows. When I first got back into reading, these were like the it books. Everyone had them. But I don't really love historical fantasy necessarily. I do sometimes, but I don't think I'd like it in this setting. And I've also heard Ruthless Vows wasn't very good. So I'm like, should I read them? And I have a special edition, or like the Barnes edition, because I liked that the blues went together, and I still haven't read it. Granted, like I said, this is another one that's on Kindle Unlimited, so if I ever change my mind, I could read these. I kind of want to, so I could read Wild Reverence, because I've heard so many people say Wild Reverence is like one of the best books ever, period, but... Okay, and then next we have Silver in the Bone. This is by Alexandra Bracken. I'll be honest, the only reason I'm getting rid of this, I've had this one for a long time. The name isn't on the spine, so like I never remember what book this is. The premise sounds pretty good, but it sounds like something I've read before. Like it just seems like some classic fantasy tropes, not necessarily in a bad way, but I don't need it. Look, I even have a signed Fairy Loot copy, okay? I found this at Half Price Books, but it says it's book 1. I don't know how many books there are. I don't really want to find out either. If I remember right, this is also in the YA section, which, don't get me wrong, I can love a YA fantasy. It's just there are some others sitting in front of me that I'd rather get to first. I think if this was a standalone, I'd keep it, but there's so many series that I want to read. I just don't know that this one is high up on the radar. Same with The Stars Are Dying. I love this copy, and the vibes do feel very up my alley. Like, it's basically, I think about some vampires, but it also sounds like it's maybe got some dark academia vibes going on. This copy, which is just the standard edition, by the way, is literally gorgeous. But again, I just don't know that I want to get into a series. I think if I want to get into kind of a vampire series, I'd rather get into Empire the Vampire by Jay Kristoff. And I think if I kind of want to get to a celestial vibe, I'll finally read Heavenly Bodies by Amani Iru. I don't know that this one is high on my radar. I've never heard anyone talk about it. In fact, I see people selling this on Pango a lot. So, okay, next we have the duology. This is A Fate Inked in Blood and A Curse Carved in Bone. I just don't know why I'm holding on to these, to be honest. I have tried to read A Fate Inked in Blood. I started it like 3 or 4 different times. I have the really pretty editions, but I don't know. This one is one I'm like heavily on the fence about. because I do think I could like it. But like I said, I started A Fate Ethan Blood. I'm not kidding. Probably 3 or 4 times when it first came out, and it just like wasn't grasping for some reason. Like I just didn't care, I guess. So part of me is like, I should give it one more shot, like when I'm finally in the mood. But another part of me is like, these aren't even on my TBR cart. I never think about them. Like they were behind other books. I don't know. These ones are probably the ones that are most likely to come back to my collection. So let me know. And then I have 5 Broken Blades. This one I bought on a whim at Target one time because I saw this frayed edge and the hardcover and was like, yeah, I think I need that. Which, like, I do think the premise would interest me a lot, but I don't necessarily want to buy the other 2. Like, I just kind of am lazy. And again, this is one that's on Kindle Unlimited, so if I do ever get the itch to read this, I think I can just pick it up on Kindle Unlimited. I've only ever seen one person talk about it too, and that was Jamie Foxx. So, okay, and then we have Serpents and the Wings of Night. Again, this is one that I feel like I didn't read it during its prime, and now, ooh, the hardcover is gorgeous. I've never taken the dust jacket off, actually. But I just feel like this is another one that because I didn't read it during its prime, I don't know that I want to now. And I feel like I also hear mixed opinions on the later books. Like, people do say this original duology is really, really good, to be fair. But I've heard mixed opinions on the later ones. But the point that I was going to make was all of Carissa Broadbent's books, at least as of right now when I checked, are on Kindle Unlimited. So I'm like, why take up shelf space when I could give this to the home of someone who's probably going to love it and read it soon, when I can just read it on my Kindle? Okay, and then I have 2 Rebecca Serrell books. I bought these because I read In 5 Years by her, and I really, really liked it. I also read, pretty much I've read everything but these, because I've read Once and Again, I think is what it's called. It's her newest release. I've read What Italian Summer, and whatever the other one is, In 5 Years and the other one. And I will say, Once and Again and In 5 Years are the only ones I've liked so far, but I have discovered she is one of those authors. I really, really like her books on audio specifically. So I'm kind of just thinking I will write these titles down and then just audiobook them at some point, which means I don't need the physical copies. Okay, this is another one that I could probably be convinced to keep. This is the Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies trilogy. It is one that I do think I would like, but I find it discouraging that it went from a trilogy to now more when it already is out of my comfort zone. I don't know that I want to commit to 4 books plus when I was already kind of on the fence about just like 1. I do. Oh my gosh, these pages are literally like, they are stuffed with words too. Like, there's like no paragraph breaks going on in there. And I love the decollages, which like I know is an unpopular opinion, but I love them. I just, they give me like that old, like, to me this feels like an old book that I found. You know? Like, it just feels very medieval book. I don't know. Anywho, it's already outside of my comfort zone, is what I was saying. Like, I'm not a cozy fantasy person. And yeah, so I was already going to go out of my comfort zone for a trilogy. Now that it's going to be more, I don't know that I want to do that anymore. But again, let me know. Okay, and then I have my Game of Thrones. I did acquire these for free at a library sale a couple of years ago, but my thought process here is I do have the 5-book bundle on my Kindle, once again, on my Kindle. So if I want to read them, I still have a way to read them. And the traditional, like these little, what are these called? Mass market paperbacks. They're not going to be sold anymore. So I'm like, if The Winds of Winter or whatever it's called does ever come out, it's never ever going to match these. So in my mind, I'm like, if I have a way to read them still, I might as well just get rid of these and then read them there. I don't know. These ones are kind of, I'm thinking about keeping them because I do think, you know what? I think I might keep these because my thing is I could read them and then get rid of them. But like, something about taking a mass market paperback to work, it really scratches an itch in my brain. But what I was saying is I would think about getting rid of these to update my collection at some point so that they match when and if, you know? I'm gonna put these over here though. Don't look at that. And then I have a couple of thrillers here. We have We Solve Murders and The Thursday Murder Club. Both of these, I don't know that Richard Osman is an author for me. It's pretty much what it boils down to. I found this one in England at a little free library, so I'm kind of tempted to keep it just for the sheer like memories. But I also have my Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy that I bought in England. Like I have the England covers, so don't really need to do that. And then I do have this signed copy, which like is cool, but I'm pretty sure I bought it only because it was signed, and I've never read anything by him. I'm not really sure the premise interests me. Oh well. And then we have Killers of a Certain Age. This one does sound really fun. I just don't know that I care anymore. It's one I've owned for quite a while now. And yeah, it kind of just boils down to if I ever decide I want to read this, I can get it from the library. Master's Guide to Homicide, Murder Your Employer. The only reason I'm getting rid of this is I'm like 99.99999% sure that I also own a copy on my Kindle. And I prefer to read thrillery type books on audio or Kindle anyways. And then we have The Terminal List. When I saw this a couple months ago, I was super excited about it. But the thing is, I have seen the show and absolutely adore the show. And I just don't know that I want to spend the time to read a book where I already know pretty much every plot point. I think if I had done the reverse, no problem. But the fact that I've already seen the show and I know most of the plot beats, like I did that with Off Campus, and I was bored most of the book, and I kind of feel like it was a waste of my time. I don't want that to be the case here. You know what I mean? And then believe it or not, we're not done. So let me grab these real fast. Okay, these are all my like romances and kind of general fictions. First we have Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. I got this at a book exchange a couple months ago. I think I have a haul video of it actually. But I have come to the realization that I don't know that I care to read any Sally Rooney that wasn't normal people. Which, like, speaking of, I bought Beautiful Life, Where Are You? I do think that these are two, once again, if I ever get the desire to read them, I can get them from the library. I would rather audiobook them, I think, because that might help me with her lack of quotation marks. I was super, super, super excited when I found this, but I just don't know that I'm going to realistically pick it up anytime soon when I have so many other books that are heavily on my radar. This is hilarious because the sticker from Half Price Books is still on this one, and it says it was from 2021. So if that tells you anything, it is a Slayers and Vampires. It's like a Buffy the Vampire, like oral history book. Like I think it's just a memoir basically about Buffy, which like Buffy the Vampire Slayer is my favorite show. I don't know that I really care to read this, to be honest. Like, I think, okay, literally the first sentence is, make no mistake, Joss Whedon is a god. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love his stuff, but like, and it's over 500 pages. I don't know. It's like one of those things that if I ever did want to read it, I think I'd rather just do the audiobook. Once again, I have no interest in reading 500 pages of Buffy. I know so much about Buffy that I really doubt anything they say in here is going to be new information for me, to be fair. Okay, and then I have the original covers of Throne of Glass and Queen of Shadows. I own the hardcover copies of these, and these are the only two paperbacks I own. A part of me was tempted to keep this one and kind of annotate it, or like use it as a display case feature item, but I don't know that I'm going to do that anymore, to be honest. And one of my friends did find this and give it to me as a gift, so I am tempted to keep Queen of Shadows. But again, I own a copy. I don't know that I need it. I don't know that I need them taking up space on my shelf. We have Nicholas Sparks. I like his movies. I told myself I wanted to read one of his books. I'll just rewatch the movies, to be honest. This will be fun. I did post a video recently, I think, about me hauling this book, and I said I'm kind of on the fence about it because the male main love interest, like the male main character, his name is my childhood best friend's name, and I don't think I can get past that. And you know what? I've been thinking about it more. I don't think I can get past that. And then I have a first edition or like first print run of The Bone Season. I really, really badly want to read this series, but I didn't realize when I picked this up that this is the like original version, and the author would really prefer you read her version, which is the 10-year anniversary. So I'm going to donate this one and go pick up the 10th anniversary. Then we have Romanov. I love the Anastasia movie, like the animated one with John Cusack and all of them. So I was at one point in my life thinking, oh, I'm also going to love Anastasia books. But I have never once thought about picking this up since I bought it back in like 2024, it says. So it can go to a new home. This one is what I'm on the fence about. It is Guys Girls by Emma Noyes. I love Emma Noyes. She is one of my favorite authors. I own, I think, everything she's written, to be honest, and I'm also a member of her street team. But one, it has an Ollie sticker, which if you know anything about Ollie stickers, this thing is never ever coming off, and it's gonna stain it if I do get it off. But also, again, the main male character's name is Adrian, spelled almost the exact same way I spell mine. This one is one N instead of two N's though. But I do own this book on audiobook, so part of me is like, should I keep it and just like do a quick binge read along, or I could just listen. Yeah, I'm not sure. Also, this book does have quite a few tropes and stuff in it that I don't know that I want to read about. Like, I don't know how I'll handle them. This is about basically a girl who has a severe eating disorder, and I just don't know if I want to read about that. Like, I do, but a part of me is also like, uh-oh. We have the Happy Ever After playlist by Abby Jimenez. For a while, I really wanted to read her backlog, and then the more I thought about it, I'm just not sure I want to anymore. Also, this is the only one of the three I own, and I think this is technically the second book in the trilogy. Like, I know they're interconnected, but people say to read them in order, and I have never ever found the first one. Also, I think Abby Jimenez puts a lot of her old work on Kindle Unlimited, so like, I'll get it eventually if I care. I haven't cared recently though, to be honest. Then I have Heartbones by Colleen Hoover. This is the only Colleen Hoover that I own. For a while, I thought the premise of this one sounded really good, and I've heard it's really good. I just, once again, I think it's past its prime. I think I should have read it back in the day. And then I have Flawless and Heartless. These are the first two books in the Chestnut Springs series. I didn't love them, but my friend Ashley loves this series, so I'm going to reach out to her and see if she would want these. I don't believe she has physical copies. I have no problems with these. In fact, I really, really liked the first one, but I just don't see myself ever rereading them or completing the it's not even a trilogy. It's like a whole series. There's 5 of them. I don't see myself continuing or completing my set, and I don't really want 2 on my shelf when there are people out there who would love these way more than me. And then, last but not least, I have this special edition of Yours Truly. It's signed by Abby Jimenez, and it's like gorgeous. I do love it a lot. It's just, I'm not really someone who sets up display shelves other than like my all-time favorites. Like, obviously I have my Pierce Brown and like those kind of display shelves, but I don't see myself ever doing a display shelf with romances, I don't think. And if I did, I don't think it'd be Yours Truly. I loved it, but my favorite Abby Jimenez is Just for the Summer. Like, I have no issues owning this book, and I think it's really cool. I just also don't know that I am the best candidate to have this in my house when I don't necessarily think I'm gonna do a like bookshelf spread with it, you know what I'm saying? And then these 4, these are the last 4, don't worry, are 4 that I'm like debating about because I got them just to be display pieces, but I also don't know where I would display them. I do have some shelves over our couch that I think could be cool to display these. I have Fool's Errand by Robin Hobb, which I think the like classic horse picture is super cool. The glare on this is so bad. Like, you're just seeing my camera, but oh well. I think it's really cool, but I haven't read any Robin Hobb yet. She is on my radar, don't worry. So I'm like, does this deserve to go to a better home, you know? And then I have The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan. Again, I haven't ever read The Wheel of Time. I'm also not sure I'm going to. I probably will. I probably will. But, like, I haven't yet, obviously. But I think this cover is so cool. Like, it is just such a classic fantasy cover. And then I also have a mass market paperback version of Elantris, which I did own one of these at one point. I sold it, and now I have it back because I saw it at a little free library, or no, at the library sale. So it's just the classic cover of Elantris. I do love that one. So my thought was I could do like if my hand is the shelf, like I could do like a and show them, and it'd look really cool. But at the same time, I'm like, do I care? And then I do have this last one. It is like, I believe, one of the original copies of Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. It honestly might even be a first edition. I think it's a first edition. Can you see that? Can you see that? I think it, okay, so this one just kind of answered its question for me. In the off chance I ever meet Robin Hobb, it would be cool as frick to have this. So, never mind. This one's also going to go over there. But that is my unhaul. Here are the empty shelves. It's kind of bittersweet. But I'm also excited. These are all of the unread books that I'm planning to keep. I also have all of my read books. Those are the ones we removed together yesterday. So, it is officially time to move all of these. I removed all of the stuff up here, like all the candles and such. Now we need to clean desperately. I think the goal is I'm gonna try to keep this one in here, like set up my desk, my reading chair, and then keep maybe this one here under this window. But we will just have to see. But now it's clean, let's move it. I also still have to figure out what to do with all of this. I think I'm going to try to fit the loose items into this book of the month box, and then we'll just move the boards for now. I'm thinking I want to get some floating shelves for above my desk, so that could be their new home potentially. I'm a memory hoarder, if it wasn't obvious. Okay, check-in time. My husband helped me move the shelves, and then I scooted my desk, or my reading chair a little over. And then for some reason my camera's doing this like face tracking thing. I think I accidentally changed the settings, oopsies, but I just finished vacuuming. My biggest fear in the whole world is spiders and dying alone, but oh well. And when I moved the chair, there were so many dead bugs in that corner. It's like the worst thing ever, actually. But okay, so now we are at a point where I need to figure out how to rearrange stuff in here, because I can't build the shelves till my desk moves, which is what you are currently sitting on. But I can't put my desk over here until all this moves. So I kind of just need to start doing like some shuffle business, I think. Yeah, I'm in this like weird spot where like technically stuff is ready, but like stuff's not ready, and I don't want to move the chair here yet because then it's gonna be in the way for the shelves, the building. Redoing an office is hard. Is this video quality any better? Because I switched the settings to vlog and it said to vlog in 4K, but originally I wasn't doing 4K because that takes a lot of, what am I trying to say? It takes a lot of camera, battery, and storage, both of which I am always cognizant of. But let me know. This little clip right here is in 4K. Can we see a difference? Please let me know. Ooh, also, it like did an aspect ratio change. I usually do it on linear, which like makes it flat, but now it's doing this one called dewarp. Can you see any warping? Please let me know once again. I can't tell the difference, to be honest. Okay, anywho, we are now to the portion where I have to take down my beautiful art print gallery wall, and I'm emo about it. Let's go take it down. You know, for painter's tape supposed to be non-destructive, it sure is ripping the shit out of some of these. At least it's on the back. It's definitely bittersweet because I've put a lot of time and effort into this gallery wall, but at the same time, I'm really excited for what's to come. One of my favorite ways to get bookish prints is to find art I like from Redbubble and then get the postcard version of it. It fits perfectly on a little gallery wall like this. Same with cards. They're perfect. Happy 20th to Mistborn, by the way. That's like literally the day as I record this. Okay, those two that are left are hung up really special, like they have a lot of clippies. The sword might just be staying there, because that thing was a pain in the butt, but we gotta get air going down. Now comes the daunting task of taking all of these clippy things off of the wall. My first paint casualty. Oh no, another one. These things are so annoying because sometimes they just flick off, like you just barely touch it and it goes, and then other times they don't come off at all, and when they do, they peel the tape then, or the freaking paint. Like, come on. That one came off so easy. Oh my gosh. Oh, another one. There's so many of them. Ta-da! I'll do a final walkthrough. Don't worry. It is the next day though. I didn't show you what I did because I finished it at like literally midnight last night. If you can see my time, it is 7:30 the next day. We've had a pretty slow moving day. We just drew up the plans though for my future shelves, and we are going to start building them right now. Just to give you a little sneak peek of the plans we went with, we are going to have a little like rounded off hang portion and then shelf. So I have this dang light switch, lol, or else we could have done full wall. But I think I'm happy with this one because I am a trinket girly, as we have discussed. Doing it, guys. I'm swallowing dust, actually. I'm smiling under here. Okay, it is a few days later. I can't even remember the last time you and I spoke. I believe it was before I left on vacation. So the bookshelves have been built. We put books on them, and now we have taken them back off. I filled all the holes, and I've sanded, and I added my two... Can you even see them? My two little frame pieces. My husband still needs to finish cutting the one for the middle, but we are going to start painting today. So come along as we paint the frickin', what are these things called? Bookshelves. Nice. Cheers. Let's get painting. I hate the orange one so much. I'll be honest, it has definitely been a few days. If you can see, my bookshelves are pretty much completely finished. I still have the middle trim here to install, but other than that, they're pretty much ready to go. I have my fan on. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, but I have it on so that I can hopefully dry the paint so that we can start filling the bookshelves, but the other thing we desperately have to do before we fill these bookshelves is clean up. Like, I've got all of my painting supplies and all of this good stuff to take care of still. So join me as we finish up cleaning the book room. We also probably might hang some of the art and such, but without further ado, let's get started. I'm sorry that I have like really majorly slacked on this vlog. I painted completely by myself and there was just no way to record that. Well, I could have recorded that, but I didn't. But anywho, let's get cleaning. Actually, first, you know the drill. First, an Alani. This is one of the Christmas Alanis. I found it in our house, stuck it in the fridge and said, I'm gonna save this for a special occasion. And you know what? Today is unfortunately a special occasion because I want these freaking bookshelves ready. Ugh, I can't open it. I bought recently one of those like openers, like it's like a little tab that you stick in, but it's on my keys and I have no clue where those are at this current moment. So I think we're gonna use Nightblood to open the Alani today. Oh my god, Nightblood is like about to actually take me out. Oh, but she worked, boys. Yeah. Yep. Cheers. The Christmas ones are so good. Perfection. Let's get cleaning. I think I'm gonna go ahead and build my mural wall while we wait for the bookshelves to dry a little bit more. I have all the art pieces here from my old mural wall. I think what I'm gonna do is put painter's tape on them and kind of map out where I want everything to go. And then we will use the command strips because I don't want to waste command strips. And with my old mural wall, I kind of just wung it because I started with a few pieces, but now I have a lot of pieces. So, anywho, let's get muraling. I'm going to be super honest. I love this side. I do not care for this side literally at all. So I don't know if I should just full send it and only do this side for now. Or if I should just like do this side incomplete and like know logically that it's gonna grow. The thing is I think my content, like I think this wall is going to show more than this one. So I'm like, do I care? Or do I want to just full commit to this wall? I don't know. We're going to work on it. Okay, so picture this behind me as well as this. It's too heavy to hang up with the blue tape. It says Reading Nook right here. What do we think? Everything is officially hung up. Still think I want to add a few pieces to go down a little bit here. And obviously we got room to grow up, but I like the progress we have so far. We just put in the last trim piece and now I'm going to clean it and then it is time to decorate. So thank you so much for watching today's video. Let me know down in the comments below, how would you organize a new bookshelf? I think I want to bring my special edition shelf over here and put my romances over there. Oh, and make sure to tune in for part 2 of me decorating the shelves. But anywho, thank you so much for watching. I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye guys.